Hi, this is Luke Ryerkirk from the Ryonet Corporation. I wanted to take a moment and go over the joystick registration system that are found on the Riley Hopkins presses. Now this is a little bit different than the XY registration systems, but it is still a micro registration. Now we'll go over the differences here in just a moment. A couple key things that you need to know about this joystick registration system is that one, it helps out immensely with speed. Number two, it's great for multicolor and very close registration prints. And number three, it's very natural and easy to learn. So let's take a moment and quickly go through the main differences between the joystick on the Riley Hopkins and the XY micro registration systems. Here's an example of an XY micro registration system. Now this is actually found on our silver presses. Now it's called XY because we have the X-axis and we have the Y-axis. And turning these knobs is actually going to be what's going to move our screen. Now if I turn this knob over here, you can see that the screen is actually moving on what's called the X-axis. This is very nice so that you can nice and easily move directly into what you need for registration. Now okay, you can see me going back and forth with that. Now on my Y-axis, I actually have two. One for one side, as you can see it's moving it there, and then another this side. So it can kind of cant it and move it forward and backwards. Now what's great about these is that it is very precise. What's not so great about them is the fact that I have to turn these knobs and these measures quite a bit for me to get exactly where I need to go at times. This is the joystick registration system that you'll find on Riley Hopkins presses. Now as you can see, it's called a joystick because we have a joystick. This is one thing, the main thing that actually makes it so natural and easy to use. So we have the joystick, we have what's called our compression plate, and then we have our compression plate release knobs. This allows us to fluidly move the joystick throughout whichever way we need to go, which is the main reason why it's able to go nice and fast, quick, and easy. Try this out after the first job and it's going to feel like natural. Once we get it to where we want, we tighten down these compression bolts and we are good to go, ready to print. So I'm going to quickly go over a couple of tricks and tips that I like to use when working with the joystick micro registration system. Now the number one thing is when you go to loosen these compression knobs, you want to go ahead and make sure that it's nice and loose, okay? But let's actually go ahead and put just enough pressure to where it catches barely, okay? What that's going to do is it takes it to where there's no gap in between the plate and the actual holder of the clamp. This will allow me, I can still do my movement as much as I need to, but when I go to actually crank it down, do a little bit at a time, it's not going to actually move the clamp on me. This is one thing that a lot of people come to play with, and it will help you out a lot when you go to register. Now, the second thing that we're going to talk about is actually when you go to clamp these down. I call it sneaking up on the print. And what you're actually going to do is put about a quarter of a turn on each one, and that way you again are gradually putting pressure onto this plate. And then we can go back and do another quarter turn and you're good to go. We don't need to crank this thing down, and definitely don't crank it all the way down on one side and then crank this one down because it will shift it out at times. Now if you have any other questions concerning any of our micro registration systems or presses that we carry, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment. You may also drop us a line at our Facebook page or simply contact us through silkscreening supplies.com. Thank you and have a great day.